Hello everyone, welcome to the new video session. Today we are going to discuss some questions on coding and decoding. This is an important topic in PO preliminary examination. From this topic we are expected to get around 3 to 5 questions. So let us move into the questions. In a certain code language, some statements are coded as follows. Here we can see there are 4 statements. In each of these 4 statements we have 4 words and the codes of these 4 words. Let's read out these statements. Experience, service, carefully, marriage is coded as 589, 354, 678, 391. Service, centers, placed, sequence is coded as 416, 391, 825, 944. Marriage, couple, dressed, centers is coded as 354, 194, 416, 276. Remember, common, people, couple is coded as 536, 881, 276, 494. By observing these statements, we can say that there are some words common in each of these statements and there are some codes common in each of these statements. So, let's compare each of these statements with the other statements, like statement 1 with 2, 3 and 4, statement 2 with 3 and 4 and statement 3 with 4. So, let's check statement 1 and 2. Is there any common word from statement 1 and statement 2? Yes. Service is the only word which is common in both statement 1 and statement 2. The only common code which is common in statement 1 and 2 is 391. Hence, the code for service is 391. Service 391. Again, let's check statement 1 and 3. Is there any common word in statement 1 and 3? Yes. Marriage is the only common word in statement 1 and statement 3. Hence, there should be only one common word in one common code in statement 1 and statement 3, which is 354. So that the code for marriage is 354. Is there any common word in statement 1 and 4? No. So, we are left out with experience and carefully and 2 codes 589 and 678. So, that the code for experience is either 589 or 678 and the code for carefully is either 589 or 678. Carefully is either 589 or 678. Let's check statement 2 and statement 3. Is there any common word in statement 1 and statement 2 and statement 3? Yes. Centers is the only common word in statement 2 and statement 3. So that the only common code in statement 2 and statement 3 is 416, which is the code for centers. Centers code is 416. Is there any common word in statement 2 and statement 4? No, there is no common word. So that the code for placed and sequence is either 825 or 494. Placed is either 825 or 944. Sequence is 825 or 944. Let's check statement 3 and statement 4. Here, is there any common word in statement 3 and statement 4? Yes. Couple is the only common word in statement 3 and statement 4. And the only common code in statement 3 and statement 4 is 276. So, the code for couple is 276. And in statement 3, we can see that only one word is remaining, which is dressed, and only one code is remaining, which is 194. Hence, the code for dressed should be 194. And the remaining words, remember, common, people. Their code will be 536, 881, 494 in any order. Remember, common and people. Code is 536, 881 or 494. So with this data, let's move into the questions. If carefully submit centers is coded as 416, 678, 255, then what can be the code for experience level submit? Here it is asking can, which means what can be the possible code for experience level submit. It is given carefully submit centers is coded as 416, 678, 255. We know that the codes for carefully is either 678 or 589. But in the statement we have 416, 678, 255. Hence the code for carefully has to be 678. Carefully is 678. If the code for carefully is 678, then the code for experience has to be 589. Experience is 589. We know the code for centers. The code for centers is 416. Here centers code is 416 and the word which is remaining is submit, which the code should be 255. Hence the code for centers is submit is 255. Now let's check this statement. Experience level submit. We know the code for experience 589 and the code for submit 255. Here level is the new word. So it must have a new code which is different from the given codes. So let us check the options which should consist 589 and 255 first. Here in option 1 we have 255 and 589 which can be the code. 589 and 255 it is also possible. 589 and 255 this is also possible. Here in option 4 we does not have 589. So option 4 is not possible. In option 5 we do not have 255. So that option 5 is not possible. So let us check the other code. In this 194 is the code which is the code for traced. But the code for level should be new. So that option 1 is not possible. Let us check option 2. 494. 494 is the code for any of remember, common or people. So that option 2 cannot be the answer. Here 310 we do not see any of the words which have code 310. So option 3 is the possible code for experience level submit. What is the code for dressed? The code for dressed is 194. Again, if service letter sequence is coded as 391, 944, 711, then what can be the code for perfect placed letter? Here, service, the code for service is 391. Code for service is 391. Letter is a new word here. Sequence, we know the code for sequence which is either 944 or 825. But from the statement we have 944. Hence the code for sequence must be 944. So if the code for sequence is 944, then the code for placed has to be 825. The code for placed is 825. And the word letter is remain, which here only code 711 is remaining, which the code for letter is 711. Here let us see the question. Perfect placed letter. Here we know the code for placed which is 825 and the code for letter which is 711. Here perfect is the new word, so we should have a new code. And let us look at the options. Here we have 711 and 825 which can be possible. Here we have 711 but we do not have 825, which is not possible. In option 3, we have 825 but does not have 711, which is not possible. In option 4, we do not have any of 711 or 825, which is not possible. In option 5, we have 711 and 825, but 881. 881 is the code for either remember or common or people. So, option 5 cannot be the answer. Hence, the code for perfect place letter can be 825, 711, 111. Option 1. What is the code for common people? Common people, we know the code for people, which is either 536 or 881 or 494. And again, the code for common is any of 536 or 881 or 494. If the code for common is 536, then the code for people can be 881 or 444. Same, if the code for common is 881, then the code for people can be 536 or 494. If the code for common is 494, then the code for people can be 536 or 881. So, we cannot determine the code for common people directly. Hence, cannot be determined. What can be the code for carefully common trouble? Here, we know here trouble is the new word and we know the codes for carefully and common. The code for carefully is either 678 or 589. And the code for common is any of 536, 881 or 881 or 494. So, we should have any of 678 or 589 and any of 536, 881 and 494. And one new code for trouble. Here, let's check option 1. We have 494. Yeah, 494 is there. 678. Yes, 678 is there. But here we have 944. But 944 is the code for either place or sequence. So, option 1 is not the answer. Here, check option 2. 881. Yes, we have 881, which is the code for common. 536. 536 is not the code for carefully, but it is the code for remember, common or people. So, it is 881 and 536. Both can be the codes for common, but we do not have the code of carefully. So, option 2 is not the correct option. Option 3, 536. Yes, 536 might be one of the code for common. 589. Yeah, 589 is the code for carefully. 933. 933. 933 is the new code. So, this can be the code for carefully common trouble. Option 3 is the right answer. So, please join our social media channels like Telegram channel, YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook through the given links which are provided in the description. If you want to enroll for our online classes, please visit the website t4e.info/banks SSC online. For offline classes, please visit the nearest time center. Thank you.